Alright, welcome back everyone. Here we are after 2 days worth of building. Got a nice solid globe and a nice solid base, so everything's going. Got a good spin on it, sort of satisfying. All we got left to do is put the map in place on our globe, so that's coming up tonight. That's all we got to do. But if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. Get to see all my successes and all my failures and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just trying to have a good time. We're not solving the world's problems, we're just building silly little models and having a bit of fun. If you see any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add on to my list. And I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best options. So, the instructions call to use the little teeny two-sided tape strips, but I always find those super irritating to use. So I am going to go use glue. If I can get small enough amount on there, it should spread out and then sort of stick on pretty quickly. But basically, we start off with this. We're building it longitudinally, so just doing columns as we go around, add the land masses on. Looks pretty straightforward. I think the hard part's going to get everything lined up and in place. So, because some of these pieces, as you can see, are teeny tiny. Well, I mean, maybe not teeny tiny compared to the last build, but relatively teeny tiny. So let's bring this on in. And we're starting on D12. So this piece goes. Sort of see the outline here. And then that guy goes there, and this guy goes there. And it's all in these two tiles on this one, so don't even have to pick it up to move it around. But let's see how this goes. Like I said, I'm just going to try and use as little glue as possible because I just want to get a little thin bit on there. Get you in. Line you up with cut out here. Top looks okay, a little bit more this way. Alright, that one looks pretty close. Now, this teeny tiny bit here. Not much mass here, so it's not going to take much to keep it in. Trying to figure out, this one's sort of difficult to see the. I think, yeah, like that. Can't imagine doing a piece that small with the tape. A little bit up there, it looks like. Oh, looks like that's the bearing straight. And now down a little bit here. And then you on like this. Okay. Just a little bit. All right. One down and I don't even know how many are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One down, 11 to go, and that's about the least land we've got to put on. Now, move over to Canada and west coast of the U.S. here. I see that little glitter there, but I don't see it in person. Tiny. Okay. Back to a little bit of glue. Just alright, that one felt like went in just right. Now this one go like so. Alright, a little bit real light there. Okay, seems to be cooperating. Now I got the west coast of the US here. Seems sort of random with where how the brakes are going, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. Trying to sort of eyeball it with this line over here to get it fairly close to being straight. And that might just be the west coast of Canada because there's Baja Peninsula down there. But now this piece goes South Pole. So you know what? I think I'm going to try. I may regret this, but get you back up. Hope this wasn't a mistake. This should be safe here. It goes right down there. I think this will make it easier to manipulate and get it in order. Glue gets pretty sticky pretty quick. It doesn't take a great deal of time to get it. It'll hold on pretty quick. It won't dry. There we go. Yeah. Looks like a lot of these guys staying fairly well in place. Okay. Next one. Let's see that. This guy can go here. And this one just gets making a weird sound down there. Whole tile all land on ass on the continent, so that's good. Nice little circle on that one. I guess that's mostly Canada, and here's most of the U.S. And this crack's kind of pretty close to lining up the Mississippi River. Actually, get a little bit more down here. All right. Going down a little bit. Yeah, okay. Now we're going into Mexico here. I guess Central America. Down. the next little bit of Antarctica. Okay, yeah. Next batch. Let's see, that's the second one down. Let's see. Okay, this guy. There we go. Got a little thick with the glue on that one. Now, East Coast. Now, I guess that's supposed to be Florida. That's a very exaggerated Florida. Yes, I'm surprised how easily this is going on. I was not expecting it to cooperate this well. Okay. And like I said, I guess this is Cuba. 'Cause this is, that's Florida. This must be Cuba. Once again, a little bit exaggerated, I believe. Unless that's just supposed to represent all the Caribbean islands. This one. Going to Central into South America. I should have pulled up Google Earth or something while I was doing this so I could really make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. But once I get over to some other continents, I'm not going to be as knowledgeable. Places, you know, where I don't live. You're there. Yeah. Machu Picchu on this one. So Chile. Or Chile if I want to pronounce it correctly. Continuing with Chile. Cape of Good Hope down here, I can't remember. Cape Horn and Cape of Good Hope. I know it's, can't remember which one's which. And then a little bit more of Antarctica. Right. Oh. Really going much quicker than I thought it would, to be honest. You know, I know it's been 15 minutes of this, but still. Okay, I say down down to just a few on this one. Up top we get you here. So that's, I guess, supposed to be Greenland. Greenland. Yeah, it looks like they're getting a little distorted on their geography, which I think's okay, because I don't think this is advertised as a accurate map. Just a sort of representation. Come down here. I think this should be in the Brazil zone here. I think it's close. Colombia, maybe Brazil. All right. I know down here is Brazil. I'm not sure about this section. I'll be better off doing dots like that than I would be trying to make small globs. Up a little bit. Okay, and one little tiny bit of Antarctica down here. Alright, so that North and South America complete. And move on to our next cut. This must be Iceland. I think. I think it was right the first time. Okay, that's the closest one. Oh yeah, and by the way, y'all may have noticed I got my little, this is one of those little toothpaste tube extruders. Works perfectly for this stuff. So you don't have that big whole half-empty tube you're trying to squeeze out. And with the same principle as toothpaste, so I thought that tightens it up so you can have a little more control over it. So that's, I think I bought one recently and didn't realize it was a 2-pack until it got here. I put one in the toothpaste tube and it's like, oh, that will work with my glue too. Alright, so we go on with that. Get Spain and Portugal here. And southern Spain and Gibraltar. And a bit of Morocco, and I think I had a cousin who worked at the embassy back in the 80s, somewhere in Africa, but I think she was down here, the Ivory Coast. I think that's where they were stationed. Because her husband was actually worked for the embassy. She just went over with family. Okay. Uh-oh, I missed one somewhere. I got an extra one somewhere here. Okay, yeah. A little bit up here, more Greenland. Didn't see the line. There we go. Okay, now a bit of Antarctica. Okay. I don't know how it feels to y'all, but this feels like pretty rapid progress to me. On to the next one. Okay, actually look at my picture this time so I'll make sure I'm getting the right one. This one goes all the way up top. Most of Central Europe here. Top of Italy. And then the Mediterranean and North Africa. Oh, yeah, the rest of Italy on there too. You got a little bit of a boot here. I'm going to tweeze these into place. Central. Working our way down, yep. No drama, just working slow and steady, and a little bit of drama there. So try not to do that. Down into South Africa. And touch Australia, Antarctica again. Okay. 5 more to go. That's ooh. Nope. This one. Eastern Europe, working our way into Russia now. Saudi Arabia, Middle East. Let's see here. Okay, so these two. And this is the Horn of Africa, I think. Could be wrong. It's been a long time since I took the high school geography class where they taught us all this stuff. Although I did watch the guys on Top Gear go around Africa a lot. Yeah, completed Africa. Let's go back and do Madagascar here. Way too much glue on that one. And so a bit. And once again, back to Antarctica. Okay. Clean off my nozzle here a little bit. Find a paper towel. A little sloppy. That didn't work. Just glued the paper towel to the nozzle. Sometimes you just got to use your fingers. Improved it a little bit there. So. Not as bad. Okay. Back to business. Okay. There. It does have much more control over it now, the flow, it seems. And Northern India, because it says Taj Mahal is on this one. And Southern India. Somewhere else I've seen the Top Gear guys go around. All the way down to Antarctica. I gotta hair in there. Cat or dog one. That's as far as we got left to go. Like I said, I'm not sure how it feels to you, but it does feel like pretty quick progress to me. I think I already said that. Okay. Let's go. You, Lake Valkai, or Baikal. Yeah, I have no idea how long this would have taken me if I just tried to do this with those little strips. But I'm betting a lot longer. A little bit more on the peninsula here. Nozzle don't stay clean for very long. That's the first time I've hit one that I think I shifted. Of course, I just planted that one up. I moved this one around a little bit, but I think it didn't do any damage. Okay. Now this. Western Australia. And I head back to Antarctica again. Check on everything else for them. Yeah, looks like they're staying stable. Yeah, this has not been. I'm not sure what I really expected, but I was expecting a much worse experience than this, trying to put these little pieces on. The hard part's finding a grip where you're not going to knock any of them off, since I'm doing them with glue. Okay, now this has got a bunch of little pieces. Not as bad as I thought. Yeah. A few small islands here, but still plenty of big ones. Okay. Looks like. Yep, there you go. between them so properly positioned. Okay, I think this one's just crooked. Okay, I don't know why that one's been bugging me. All the rest of these weren't perfect. I still moved on. I guess I just noticed that one first. Okay, it says we got the Great Wall of China on this one. Well, they just call it the Great Wall, so I guess everybody sort of assumes that they mean the one in China. Okay. Yeah, little triangle. Yep. See you. Northern Japan. That. Yeah, we're going down to, looks like Korean Peninsula. There. Sliver here. Oh. Hard position. Okay. And this little guy. Pull his nozzle off a little bit there. Not to forget the rest of Japan here. Okay. Northern Australia now. Central and Southern Australia. Or Oceania, evidently. Knock this one out. Back to our favorite, a little bit of Antarctica. Seems like it took a long time to do that one. But we're officially on to our last longitude. Let's see, so you... that way, yep. Eastern Australia here. I guess New Zealand. I think that's the only country that's big enough to be represented here on this part of this area of the globe. Our last little chunk of Antarctica. All right, and there we go. The whole thing completed. I'm liking this. This is a nice globe. Now let's see if I can get it back in without tearing it all up. I definitely think putting those on before it's mounted, depending on how this goes, is the way to go. Yep, it was. But, yeah, that's cap my glue here before I forget about it. Here's away. Okay, yeah. Got us a nice. I say it's not going to be geographically accurate, and it's obviously got a little balance issue there. Age is always going to be back that side. Unless you're pushing it. But that's yeah, pretty cool. I like the nice aesthetic of it. I think definitely easier build than the other one I did that I meant to bring in here, but I didn't. Got sort of a nice spin too. And of course, I got our day-night cycle thing down here that I finally, I think somebody in the comments helped me figure out, or figured it out for me, to be honest. Got our other latitude lines on here. Yeah, that's a fun. I think for the $15 to $20 these things are selling for, this is definitely a pickup for me. I gotta recommend it. Everything went together like a dream. No drama, no issues. Fun little build. I said that on the end, I'm not sure. I think if I had it to do again, I would probably glue these things on while they're laying out flat and then go back and install them. I think that should work as long as you don't get any glue around the edges into these corners on the tiles. I think that would be the easiest way to do it as far as being able to really line them up and everything. But other than that, I think this was a fun little build, well worth doing. I gotta give it a thumbs up. Recommend, 5 stars, all the good things. But I hadn't got anything picked out yet for tomorrow, so I'll flip a coin or draw straws or something tomorrow and figure something out for then. But for right now, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all that. Be good to one another, stay safe, and click on a link. There's my channel over there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channels. You'll see me do experiments a couple times a month. Down here is what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and this is the playlist for this build. See you tomorrow.